200? Let's go ahead and put $30 in there for us for today. Understanding that some of you, that doesn't even cover walking into the salon, right? Dry cleaning and laundry. If you have laundry in your home, this is relatively inexpensive. If you go to a laundromat to do your laundry, you're probably looking at about $10 a week to do that. So let's go ahead and put $30 in there just to cover ourselves in case we have laundry needs. School expenses. I wouldn't consider this tuition. I would consider this extra things. So buying pencils and pens, buying notebooks, buying backpacks to keep that stuff in. You all are students right now. So on the average month, how much do you think you're spending in school supplies and school expenses? Probably about 20 to 30 bucks?
Yeah.
Does that sound about right? All right, let's put 30 bucks in there too. What about school lunches? Are you guys covered in lunch here? Is that included in tuition, or do you have to typically provide your own food?
It's like 200 bucks a semester.
Okay, 200 bucks a semester. So we can skip that for now. We'll kind of count that as part of the tuition and we'll skip it. But understand that when you're working and out in the workforce, that adds up really quick. If you spend $5 a day at lunch, that's going to add up to times 20 days that you're working. That's 100 bucks a month just to feed yourself for lunch. So understand that that kind of goes into that. Child support and alimony, we'll skip that for now. That's usually a rare thing. What about cigarettes? Here's an interesting thing. Pack of cigarettes cost about $6, right? So if you smoke a pack a day, you're spending $180 a year on cigarettes. I'm sorry, $180 a month. You're spending $2,190 a year. In 10 years, you will have spent $21,900 on cigarettes. So I don't care if you smoke or not, but if you do, it has to go on the budget. Same with alcohol. If you spend, let's say, $5 a week on alcohol, that means you're spending 20 bucks a month. That means you're spending $20 a month. That's about 100 and whatever that is a year, $120 a year. That adds up. It adds up to a lot. $240 a year is what that would be. My math isn't very good. So understand that those little things that we do, even that one Dr. Pepper that I drink every single day costs me $30 a month and it ends up costing me $360 a year. So those little things add up to be big things. Cable and internet. How much is cable and internet to add on to your bill if you're living in an apartment?
40 bucks.
Okay, 40 bucks for internet.
It's like 90.
It's like probably $90 or $100 if you want cable added onto that as well. So let's go ahead and say that's 100 bucks. We'll go through the rest of these real quick. We'll skip the gym membership for now. Nobody ever budgets gifts into their budget, but all of us buy gifts for our friends, so we probably want to add an extra 20 bucks for gifts. Storage unit, pet food and care, other things like that, those all add up too. So go ahead and add up this last column, personal care items, real quick. I'll try to do that too. I got 300 for that. I didn't add any cigarettes or alcohol though, so you add that if you want to add that to your own budget. So, where I have us right now, if we have no debt at all, then we are spending $1,670, so about $1,700 a month, and we make about $2,000 a month. So right now we have a buffer of about $300. If you have student debt, or if you have credit card debt, or if any of these other items that we skipped are in your budget, then you're pushing spending more than what you actually make. So what we would do in that case is step number 3, which is we have to figure out our cash flow. This is figuring out our income minus our expenses, and then we get a total amount there. So that's the cash flow. And then step 4 is if we are spending too much, notice we didn't put savings in here either. We might need to go back through here and figure out where we can cut back on some of our expenses on a monthly basis to make this work out a little bit better for ourselves. So 4 steps in budgeting that we just did here: income, then expenses, then cash flow, figuring out what we're positive or negative, and then changing something if we need to change something. Now I know we're running out of time, so I want to get to one more slide, and that is know your priorities. If you are short in a given month, you have to know what is the most important thing to pay for and what you can wait for just a little while. I had a family that I was counseling. Their cable bill was completely paid. They were completely on time with their cable bill. They were 2 months past due on their electric bill, and they were getting shut-off notices for their electric bill. If you do that math, you figure out it's hard to watch cable television if you can't turn your TV on because you don't have electricity. So understand what your priorities are. Top tier priorities: food, shelter, transportation, kids, utilities, and medicine. You have to have a place to live. You have to have food to eat. You have to be able to get to and from work. If you have kids, you are legally required to feed them, so they are at the top. You have to pay for utilities, and you have to take the medicine the doctor said. Underneath that, home maintenance, debt, household items. Now, debt is down here in the second tier. It's important, and all of this stuff is important, but if you don't pay your credit card, it's not life or death. If you don't pay your shelter, it is life or death, so we need to take care of that. And then the very bottom is entertainment, miscellaneous expenses, the fun things that we want to do. So with that, I know that we are out of time today. Sorry I went just a tiny bit over. Does anybody have any final questions? And by the way, if you need to get somewhere, it's 5:45, so you can just take off if you need to, but I'm happy to answer any more questions you have.
Does it cost, you said you're a financial advisor. Does it cost money to have a financial advisor?
Yes and no. What we do is we offer financial counseling through the credit union, and so we don't charge our members that are part of the credit union to do that. If you went outside of the credit union, then you might pay a small fee for that. It just depends on what services they offer and what they do. So, but we specifically don't if you're a member of Ameritrust, or if you have a partnership with us. So if you wanted to sit down with us, we wouldn't charge you money to do that. All right, thank you guys so much. Have a good rest of your day.
Thank you.
Sorry, I got to talk to them.
No, it sounded like they were asking a lot of good questions.
We're gonna turn this in.
We made it through this form.
I don't bet, I guess.
I hope you put your name on it.
Yeah.
We go about doing like balance transfers on credit cards.
Balance transfers.
Yeah, to like.
All right, you put your name on there? All right.
It's okay.